Alrighty, so since we've done a few videos on shoeing, I've gotten a bunch of questions, and so I figured I'd start shooting some short little videos here for you to kind of help the horse owner understand a little bit more, and then the cowboys that need to shoe their own ponies, give them a little more information so they can hopefully do a better job. Now, I've chose a shoe. This is a St. Croix plate. I'm not a big fan of them. I've been pretty vocal on that personally. They're not the worst thing out there, but they're close. We're going to talk about shoes here for a second. This is a St. Croix light plate that I pulled off a horse and trimmed, and this is a Kirkhart Dura. I happen to like the Duras really well. I like how they're punched. The nail hole placement I think is better. The pitch and the depth is better personally, and I like the web width of these much better. But I do realize this is the most common shoe in ranch and country, hence the reason I'm using it. I want to give you a couple tips and tricks on shaping shoes, because that seems to be one of the biggest problems after you've hacked enough of the foot away that you feel uncomfortable to go any further. Then you got to try to shape a shoe to fit it. A lot of folks have trouble shaping shoes, and I understand it. I did too, until I had a gentleman, world-class farrier, kind of speak into my shoeing career with a couple pieces of advice. And one of them, when concerning shaping shoes, is you can only have one of two problems. It's either too bent or too straight. So if it's too bent, hopefully you can figure out what to do, right? You only got two choices. And the other is when you're trimming feet, when in doubt, leave a little extra length. We've all seen horses crippled from having too much foot taken off. I've never seen of or ever heard of a horse being crippled from having just a little too much foot on them. So anyways, so when it comes to straightening, if I was cold shoeing, I'd put it over the heel. I've got a dovetailed anvil here, and I happen to use tongs. You can do this with your bare hands, but I'm not that much of a stud. So then it's just a matter of dropping your hand. You're going to bend the shoe. If you look, imagine your straight line here down the middle of your horn. If you're hitting on the off side, you're bending. If you're hitting directly on top of it, you're forging. If you're hitting on the on side, you're straightening. So I want you to take a look at that heel there, see how straight that is? Let's bend that. Look at that. Okay, pretty simple. Well, hopefully you found something useful in there. I have a fair amount of friends in my personal life as well as around social media, whatever, that cowboy for a living, that have to shoe their own cavvy, and a part of that, if you haven't had a lot of formal education, can be really daunting and challenging. So the desire is to assist them in that, as well as the horse owner. So it's something I've enjoyed. I've spent 19 odd years doing this for a living, and I truly am passionate about it, and I hope you enjoy these.